What's going on, Combat Sports Nation? This is Sean here at Seattle, Boston. They just got done with their Saturday morning training. It was a packed house. I'm here with John Doomsday Howard. John, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your time. So you're fighting coming up December 10th. Yep. You're on the same card as Paige Van Zandt right now, yep, and Sage Northcutt. So that's a huge draw in Vegas. A lot of stars on that card. Yep. You're fighting Tim Means. Yep. Now, tell me a little bit about your fight coming up. It's your first fight since July. Yep. And tell me how you've been preparing, and tell me how you feel so far, only a couple weeks away.
I'm feeling good now. I'm training with a lot of great guys, with Sigurd Tone, with Tateki, Rob Font, Andreas. You might see it on our website later, but it was a big session, a whole bunch of guys, and it's just crazy. I got nothing but beasts in here. Lucas Cruz. I got so many guys going back and forth with. I got Mark Delagardi here, Tyson, Andy, he's a power holder, and an instructor here. It's amazing. It's just an amazing group of people, and they're going to get me more than ready.
And you are with one of the premier teams in the Northeast, and you've recently made a transition here. Now, not to get ahead of ourselves, but let's say you were to come away injury-free, not to look past your opponent, but come away injury-free. I mean, it would be exciting to see you on the UFC card in Boston. That would be exciting, and I'm sure that thought's crossed your mind.
That thought definitely has crossed my mind, and I can't look about Tim Means. Tim Means is a tough motherfucker. Two more tight strikers going head-to-head. It's going to be a great show, so I can't definitely look past him. If everything aligns and stars right, everything falls into place, and I come with a victory and injury-free, yes, you'll definitely see me in Boston. I'll make sure it happens. But like I said, I can't promise that until I fight Tim Means, because he's not a guy to look past for him. So after that, we'll see. But definitely, if everything goes right, I will do it.
Now, you fight at 170, and you've always been the shorter guy. Have you ever thought of making a transition or a drop to 55? Or I don't know if that's ever been asked in an interview, or have you ever considered that, to where you're not so much on the shorter or the shorter size of the division?
Yeah. We talked about that, but here's my thing is, right? I'm actually equipped more for 85. Right? If people remember, I fought Uriah Hall and beat him and went 85. And that I started to cut weight. So making 170 is hard enough. Me at 155, I tried it. It doesn't work. I can get to 165, and by the time I'm halfway dead, and my performance level's not good. So 155, I don't think it's gonna happen. If you see my body type right now, I'm like defined, basically muscle. And I'm 190 right now, and I still got pounds to go, and that's just after training. So I tried. I would love to, but 170, 185 is for me. This is my body type. Yeah, I'm short, but I'm wide. I'm thick. I have a short man status, but a big man's bod. So it's weird. But if I could, I would. But 170, 185 for me.
A fight ago, you recently signed a new contract.
Yep, 4-fight deal.
4 fights, and that's going to carry you. Well, this will be your second fight out of that contract, correct? Yep. So where do you foresee yourself in 2016?
I see me on the road to victory, being undefeated, being in Sigurd Tone, the best school in the Northeast, obviously, and looking for that title shot. Hopefully I get 4 wins in a row, and I can get that victory, for that title, and that's what I want. And that's my whole goal, being in the UFC, is be that title. So if Robbie Lawrie still holds that title, I will definitely love to fight him for that title one day.
That's very exciting. And do you think that's what it's going to be, is to take four solid finishes in a row and to catapult you to be in contention there?
I think so too. I think 4 wins in a row would put me in contention for a fight for the belt. So yeah, that's the goal. Just get victory, and go higher and higher and try to get that belt.
International Fight Week, UFC 200. Look, I see you getting excited already. International Fight Week, Las Vegas. That would bring you right around possibly your second fight, if you don't re-sign again with more fights with the UFC. Yep. Would you like to be on that card?
Yes, I would. Like I said,
it's a milestone.
It's a milestone. With UFC, I love working for the UFC. They've been really good to me. They give me a second chance even when I flawed, and I always like working for them. You know, I'm definitely pro UFC. A lot of people talk trash to UFC. I personally don't. They give me a good paycheck and a good lifestyle, so I can fight and train all the time. So it's awesome for me. But yeah, anything they want me to do, I'll do it. You know, my goal is to get that belt. Anything I need to do to get to that goal of my personal goal, and hopefully they can help me get to there, I'm doing it.
Bellator was last night, and then they announced last night that Ken Shamrock and Royce Gracie will be fighting for the third time coming up, and then Kimbo Slice and Doda 5000 will be fighting. So, as a fan, how do you perceive that card being lined up? From a fan standpoint?
From the fan standpoint, you know, I grew up watching Ken Shamrock and Gracie. It's about time they had a third fight because it's basically the rubber band match. The second fight they technically had, it was technically a draw. But if you watch the second fight they had, I think Ken Shamrock won the fight. You know, if there was a rules today, of UFC rules today, he would have won that fight. But I wanted to see, and I definitely want to see that fight because I'm from the old school. I want to see that. And for Kimbo Slice, you know, I definitely, you know, I know Kimbo personally, so. I think he's a better boxer than MMA fighter, personally. I think he's a great fighter, but I'm glad to see him back in MMA and do what he do best. And I can't wait. I'm excited for that fight.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate you taking a couple minutes with me today.
No problem.
Greatly appreciate it. Combat Sports Nation.
Yep.
Help lift our veterans up. VetAir.org. Help us tap cancer out at tapcancerout.org.